Well, I know y'all were all interested in Kelly, and I just talked to Danny. He's good. He got hit in the chest. He had a chest bruise, and so they thought they did a little EKG because his breathing was kind of out of whack a little bit, and so they did an EKG on him, and then they actually did a CT scan as well just to make sure there wasn't anything going on. But he's okay, and so should be fine. but I guess he got hit somewhere in the chest. And just his heart was kind of racing a little bit, so that's what was going on with him. But again, he's doing good. But at the end of the day, I thought we got better today in a lot of areas. A lot of good things, a lot of things that we needed to improve in. I thought we did. I thought defensively, we talked about playing 4 quarters. We did that, and something we didn't do last week. And I love the focus and the details. Cleaned up some of the assignment issues that we had last week. The guys played 4 quarters. Unfortunately, they got the score off the turnover and double pass and all that. But I thought we played a really, really clean game defensively, dominant. And, we ended up with 5 sacks. And good to see us get another turnover. That's the 11th game in a row, so kind of creating a little bit of an identity there. The only thing that made it better, if Big 44 maybe could have stayed up and somehow rumbled all the way in. But really, really excellent performance defensively. Held them to 140 total yards, and again, I thought just dominated in the trenches. So, and that's what we should do. And we did it for 4 quarters. So real pleased there. Special teams, the first 2 games, I thought special teams was a big part of our victory. Today, we just kind of won in spite of. Probably our worst game special teams-wise, missed 2 kicks. And then had a huge punt return negated on a hold call. We'll see it on tape. I think they called it on TJ, and I think his effort was great. But again, back to kind of what we talked about, I don't know if his technique was quite what it needed to be, and so we got the penalty. So we ended up with 2 penalties on punt return, which is disappointing. But we'll clean it. We'll continue to work on that. But other than that, special teams really wasn't a big factor today. So just know that those kicks are critical. We're going to need them. So hopefully at least we got some experience, a little bit more game experience than we've had in the first couple ball games. So that was a positive. Offensively, the big thing this week was to really try to get that running game going the way we needed to, and it just take what's there, and then create the play action explosives. Probably the biggest positive offensively after 3 games is the explosive play is alive and well in our offense. I mean, we've become very explosive once again. You heard me say the other day, I think we last year, all year, we had 11 plays of 40 yards or more in 14 games, and we had 2 more today. So we got 9 plays of 40 yards or more in 3 ball games. That's really explosive. So I'm really encouraged by that. Today we wanted to become a little bit more efficient, and we did that. We were very efficient. We were good on 3rd down. We ran the football very well. The first 3 drives just didn't finish. We go down and we got a freshman tight end there and just completely blows an assignment. And, we're supposed to be blocking the guy we're throwing a screen to, and we get a pick. And then we come down the next time, got another good drive going, really good drive going. We get a chop block, on a play we shouldn't be cutting on. So just some disappointing things right there where the drives were really good. We just didn't finish. And then we get another good drive going, and we fumble the ball. So that was pretty frustrating. But I wanted to kind of see, I was anxious to see, okay, well, how are we going to respond? Because, you get a little frustrated. How are we going to respond? And bam, bam, we got it going. And I thought we finished the game very well, very well. I thought our second offensive line went in and did a great job. That was another one. We did have I don't really know what happened. They called a penalty on Bockhorse. I have to see it on tape. But that was pretty costly because we were in a go-for-it situation, and that made it 4th and long deal. But a lot of good things, but definitely a lot of things we can clean up. I think we had 18 different guys touch the ball today. Man, that's Clemson football at its best right there. A lot of guys getting opportunity to play. A lot of guys getting opportunity to grow and develop and touch the ball. It's good to see Chase Bryce go in there and put a good little drive together right there at the end. So, again, a lot of positives. Travis had a career high, 162 yards. Number 8 had his first 100-yard game. And, good to see him kind of settling in a little bit. He ran a couple of really nice routes, and we had a couple of well-designed plays off the play-action game as well that we were able to hit him on. And then just wrap your mind around this. Mitch Hyatt became the 5th player in Clemson history to play 3,000-plus plays. I mean, just think about that now, how hard that is. 5 players in the history of our school that have played 3,000-plus plays, and he's a left tackle. Unbelievable. His just how he's been able to just be there week in and week out, and such a steady guy for us going on 4 years now. So remarkable accomplishment for him for sure. But coming out of the game, we got a little momentum. First quarter's over. We start the second quarter of our season next week. We're 3-0. It's where we want to be. A lot we can continue to teach from. But we get into conference play, and the next goal for us is try to win the division, and that starts this week. So we got to be hungry to improve, and just get excited about another opportunity to start this conference play all over again. But other than that, injury-wise, I think we're in pretty good shape. Trayvon kind of rolled his ankle a little bit, was going to go back. I actually held him myself, but just kind of see how we could do with some of those other guys and just make sure we didn't have any more setbacks. But and then Kelly, and he's looks like he's going to be okay.
You mentioned a little bit, but Justin Ross, it seems like for a freshman, this does a really good job of finding a way to get open and get route running.
Yeah, well, he's just a very polished young player. He really is. That's one of the things that has made him so valuable early on. Is he's very polished. I thought the first game or so, I mean, his eyes were kind of big, but what we saw in practice, very special. And so just really kind of a matter of the game kind of slowing down, just kind of getting his sea legs under him a little bit. And I thought he ran a great route, ran a double move route on the first big one. And sometimes as a young player, when you have a route like that, you can really get a little anxious. And you're not as patient with the route, but I actually watched him the whole way because I knew we had the look, and so it was just a matter of whether or not he would execute the route. And boy, what a great route he ran, and the protection was good. Trevor threw a strike, so it was good to see. It was good because that's what we've seen in practice, But that was a zone coverage type of a deal. But and so those are areas that he's continuing to grow in. It's easier for him to play man-to-man. When people play man-to-man, it's pretty simple to him. Beat the guy. But the zone coverages and being able to move people and create air in the zones, that's an area that he's continuing to improve in.
Can you speak a little bit about the crowd today showing up with all the
Unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. I told our players that after the game, just how fortunate we are to be at a place like Clemson. I mean, I didn't really know. To be quite honest with you, I thought we'd probably have a pretty average crowd for Clemson standards today, just because of the chaotic week. Is the game going to be played, moving the game, and then, okay, we need you gone 2 hours after the game, all the stuff because of obviously what we're dealing with. So I really didn't know what to expect, but the place was almost full. I mean, and that is just awesome. Just appreciate our fans so much, and I I told our guys too. There's a lot of people, and I'm thankful that the good Lord kind of calmed this thing down a little bit, and it was a Cat 1 when it hit instead of a 4. But there's still a tremendous amount of devastation that a lot of people are dealing with, and floods and people losing homes, and some people have lost their lives and cars, and just total disruption in their lives. But I told our guys today that hopefully, we can maybe take somebody's mind off of what they're dealing with, what their reality is a little bit. So be mindful on how we play. And I thought our guys, played well, and our thoughts and prayers go out to all the people in all the areas that have been really impacted by this, and I hope they all know that we're thinking about them. We've prayed for them, and just the good Lord will see them through the situation.
What was behind the decision to sub out sub in the entire second string offensive line there?
Oh, I was a little frustrated that it took us 4 plays to get 1 yard on the goal line.
How much follow up did the second team?
Yeah, went right down the field and scored.
Juice, I guess?
Yeah, I just wasn't real happy right there. So let's put the other guys in, and it's that simple. And I thought they responded. It went right down the field. I think they had the next couple drives we scored. Had a touchdown, had a field goal, and I just think sometimes you got to get people's attention, and make sure they're hungry. When you're hungry, you don't leave chicken on the bone, and we left too much chicken on the bone today. That's simple. If we're going to be a championship team, we got to take advantage of our opportunities that are there, and be relentless about it. Just put the other guys in, see how we do. So I thought they did pretty good.
On the flip side of that, speaking of the performance of the defensive line, it just seemed to at one point that Brent got a little frustrated with the second team and stuck his first team back out there for a point, and they kind of made a stop.
Yeah, I put them back in.
You put it back in there.
Yeah, I put them back in because you jump right there at the end where we went 3 straight plays backwards because I just said we're not going to finish like this. And I want all those guys to play, and those guys need to get better. But I just want to make sure that we came out of this game with the mindset that we need to go play conference ball. And I thought we did that. I thought we finished.